Hi, so I want to take a few minutes to talk about what I have been up to this year, what I am going to be doing this next year, and it impacts my consulting and coaching business. So I feel that this is super important to talk about, and it also impacts why you may want to work with me. So this last year, I wrote a DEAB training manual. Now, the reason I wrote that was because I noticed that when it comes to a lot of times when it comes to disability or accessibility, we look at things through a just one perspective lens. And I really wanted to give different races, culture, women, LGBTQ plus a voice. I also have a trauma informed section in there as well, which impacts retention and innovation. Now, you may, at first, some people have asked me the question, doesn't this box people in? Well, no, it's like a blueprint. If you have a blueprint for a house and you say, oh, this bedroom needs an extra window or it doesn't have a window, you add a window. It's an outline to open the conversation. If you don't have an outline to open the conversation, how are you going to have a conversation? So it also includes generational perspectives, all those kinds of things, and it can always be expanded at any time. So if you're a global company, works great. You now know how different areas or different people are viewing things, or it gives you that basic open door conversation. And again, I went and researched all of this, did a lot of research on this to make sure that it was as accurate as possible. Now, one of the reasons I did this is because diversity, when a company is more diversified and they create a place of safety by being like trauma informed, what can happen is innovation grows. And we all know that innovation, when there's a lot more innovation, you become more of the top of the game in your market. So a lot of people may not know this, but a lot of inventions that are made for people with disabilities, a lot of other people use. Think about when you're at the store and you push the button to open the doors because your hands are full, use your elbow to push it open, or you're a mom with a baby and you use it to open the door for the stroller, or even if you're a dog mom and you put your dog in a stroller, that was meant for someone that was like in a wheelchair. That was not meant for a mom. So a lot of times when we create that place of accessibility, safety, and diversity with that, we may end up with inventions that help everyday or people without disabilities. So this is one of the other reasons why I wrote that, is because I want more diversity. I want more innovation. Okay, now moving on to what I'm working on this year. So as a lot of you know, I am a belonging expert. As a belonging expert, I want to be really about having every voice heard. I really want that innovation heard from every single voice. It doesn't mean that you're going to go with it, but you learn and you grow so much by being inclusive around culture, race, gender, all those things. So I'm looking at dark personalities because this is also plays a factor, but I'm looking at it from a belonging perspective. And I know I've read a lot of things around dark personalities. I know that recently there's been someone who put something out around linguistics, which is awesome because we need to be looking at the linguistics of dark personalities. They looked at it from a cult perspective. I've been looking at some of their material to help me research this book because I believe words are very powerful and words tell us a lot about things. I always say, listen to what people say because they're telling you who they are. And that skill is very, very important. So I'm working on a dark personalities book from a belonging perspective because that impacts leadership, followership, that impacts belonging and understanding that. So that is some of the stuff, one of the books I'm working on. And that may be a little longer than a year project. It may be a year project. It's pretty in depth. And I've been going back and editing it, rewriting a lot of things. And then the other thing I'm working on is I really believe that we've got a lot of good technology out there. Super important. I also believe that we have some amazing healing modalities. I also believe we could have more amazing healing modalities. I believe that the technology industry needs to be working more with the psychology industry or social psychology or sociology industry in creating more healing modalities. And so right now I've thought about some ways. I've thought about a healing modality that could work with technology, and I'm developing a training manual around that. And it's around systems of oppression. And so I've been putting that together as well. And I've got most of that written, and I'm editing that one. So I edited 1, 2, 3 chapters, and then I'm going to go back and probably, like I said, I'm writing on that one as well. And that one, I'm actually looking for people to work on it with me. I'd like to write the book and or to write the training manual, and then have other people come in who are like a technology person and someone who is not white, and write it with me, and put that all together. So that's what I'm working on. And again, this goes along with my coaching and my consulting business. It's really about how do we be a healthy, belonging society. And I've already written books on what the belonging language is, because I figured out that people process information. I figured out the processing around belonging, how they're processing that linguistic part, and then what they're speaking. And so, because love and belonging, there is languages around it, and people are always speaking and telling you who they are. And when you learn that, then you can learn how to connect. Then you can learn how to communicate. So you can always check out my other books. They are on Amazon. They're all under the Needs Languages. I have a 700-page research book that put everything together. That was fun. But I have my little mini books up there that you can get. They're fairly reasonable. And it's all under Nicole Schur. I took my 700-page research book down, but I can always put that back up if people are interested. It's fairly easy read, but I talk about being really in your identity. We're doing a lot of research on this as well, because we want people to create healthy belonging. And that's why I bring in diversity. That's why I bring in accessibility. That's why I bring in understanding fracturing and dark personalities, because this is all a part of belonging. So on that note, and also bring in trauma informed and retention and innovation. So on that note, I will talk with you next time. And if you'd like more information, you can always reach out to me here. You can always reach out to me at theneedslanguages.com. And I will talk to you next time. Bye for now.